Good evening. This is Robert Goodman here, Positive Stroke, staying clean. I'm so happy that you have some time to be a part of my recovery. Tonight, we're going to be talking about step three. We came, excuse me, step three. We made a decision to turn our will and our lives over to the care of God as we understood Him. As addicts, we turned our will and our lives over many times to destructive power. Our will and our lives were controlled by drugs. We were trapped by our need for instant gratification that drugs gave us. Having given our will and our lives over to our addiction in utter desperation, we look for another way. We decided to turn our will and our lives over to the care of God as we understood Him. This was a giant step. We don't have to be religious. Anyone can take this step. All that is required is willingness, and that is essential, is that we open the door to a power greater than ourselves. So, we made a decision to turn our will and our lives over to the care of God as we understood Him. Well, for me, that's like saying getting high wasn't working. I've tried means and ways to use, and none of it worked. I just went further down the rabbit hole, destroying myself. So I have to be willing to try something new. I have to be willing to try something new. And in order to find something new, I have to trust that a power greater than myself will restore me to sanity. That means, for me, that is God. I made a decision to turn my will and my life over to the care of God as I understood Him, meaning that I'm not driving the car anymore. I am not driving my car anymore because every time I drive the car, I get into an accident. And every time I get into an accident, it costs me mentally, spiritually, and emotionally. So I have chose not to go down that path anymore. That's saying that you're willing to listen. You are willing to listen, to find a way that's better than the way that you've been doing. You're realizing that one is too many and 1,000 is never, never enough. And you're not getting nowhere. You're chasing a dream. You find that. You found out how much power drugs had over you. And you started to realize just exactly how much damage it has done to you. How it made you to lose yourself and do things that you normally would not even do. You've made a decision to turn your will and your life over to the care of God as you understood Him, meaning that you need something greater than yourself to restore you to sanity. Your way was not working. So that means I must accept the hard truths of the information that I'm going to learn about myself. I can't sugarcoat it, because if I sugarcoat it, then I'm lying to myself. And all I do is distort the truth and still end up down the rabbit hole. Well, that means I must follow the old adage in the program: do the next right thing. Do the next right thing. It's easy to do the wrong thing, but it's hard to do the right thing. And that's the truth. Because to do something wrong, it looks so attractive. It looks bigger than what it is. I blows it all out of proportion. But the truth don't look that exciting. But here's the thing. When I finally came to myself and worked the program of recovery, then I found out the benefits for doing the next right thing. Blessings came and stayed. Things stayed in my possession. They didn't disappear to being sold to somebody or sold at the pawn shop. Things are still here unless they got broken. I started to respect myself because finally, when I made a decision to turn my will and my life over to the care of God as I understood Him, I was letting everybody know in the program that I have no power. That I need a power greater than myself to restore me to sanity. And that's the way that I wanted to go. That's the way I should have went. That's the way I'm gonna go. That's the way I'm gonna continue to go. I've been doing this for a long time now. I say it all these different ways. Sometimes it doesn't make sense the way I say it. But it's just I want you to pay attention to what I have to say because I'm trying to express that once you find out that you need a power greater than yourself to help keep you clean and sober, to learn the tools to better care for yourself. And that's what my recovery is all about. Came to believe that a power greater than myself restored me to sanity. I made a decision to turn my will and my life over to the care of God as I understood Him. Do you know the steps are Bible based? Do your research. The 12 steps are Bible based. But people that are in the program, there's people that don't believe in God. And then you hear around the room says, it doesn't matter how you got here, as long as you leave with the right reason. As long as you leave in recovery with the right reason. And what is that reason? Is to keep the focus on yourself. Work on yourself because you're an imperfect person and you will make mistakes. The only time you will not make any mistakes is either you're asleep or you're dead. because we all are imperfect. So we need to pay close attention to our actions. We need to pay close attention to the things that we do because it's very important. It's very, very important that we keep the focus on ourselves because the more we focus on ourselves, the better decisions we make. The better decisions we make. We start to have more pride and respect for ourselves because we're taking the time to know ourselves and the reason why we do things that we do and act and say the things that we say and act. We're taking time to get to know who Robert is. And by me doing that, it teaches me what I need to do to stay clean and sober. It teaches me what gives me inner peace and how I can achieve that because I keep the focus on myself. It teaches me to set up boundaries so I can keep my inner peace and my recovery. So I hope that what I shared today, this evening, touched you, gave you an outlook to look on your recovery because here's the truth, the hard, cold truth. People in the program can assist you in your recovery. People can give you information about recovery. People can walk and hold your hand through situations in recovery. But the work is done and has to be done by you. And the only reason you're going to stay clean and sober and get well is how much time and focus you put your recovery in your life. How much you know what works for you. What gives you inner peace? Have you let go of the past, trauma, pain, and situations that happened in your life? Have you forgiven those who had harmed you and the people that you've harmed? Have you made amends to them? Monetary. These are things that you need to ask yourself because these are all things that needs to be done so you can get well. Because it's cleaning the wreckage of your past. And if you clean the wreckage of your past, that's less pressure the mind has to deal with. And pain, you're letting it go. You're not carrying it no more. You're giving it to a power greater than yourself. And by doing that, it's restoring you to sanity. Because now the mind starts to work on other things. You can see clearly now. You're not clouded by the mistakes and the traumas of the past. You're not clogged down by the pain and the emotions that it gives you. It's all gone. So, it's Saturday, and it's 8:13. And, excuse me, it's not 8:13. It's 6:13, I'm sorry. Because I got the military time. I see the 8 in the ornament, and I just said 8. I said 18, but I'm trying to military time. I just thought of 8. But actually, it's 6:13 p.m. in Arizona. And I just want to let you know that I love the winter in Arizona because the weather's nice. It's really enjoyable. The brisk mornings. Take a moment to enjoy the small pleasures of life because there's a lot of madness and uncertainty going around right now. 2026 is going to be a very interesting year. A lot of issues and problems and situations are going around. People's livelihood and living conditions are being threatened. We don't know what tomorrow is going to bring for us. But whatever we have to face, for me, I'd rather face it clean and sober. Because then it gives me a fighting chance to win in a bad situation. You have a great evening. This is Robert Goodman from Positive Stroke Staying Clean. Enjoy your night.